Hey everyone, welcome to today's sing-along video on this super sunny day. It's lovely. We've got two songs to learn today. The first is Women O Dundee and the second is Me Little Water Sylvie. So thank you so much Emma Graham for suggesting the Women O Dundee. Such a nice song by Sheena Wellington, and Sheena wrote this dedicating this song to all the women in the past generations of her family who worked in the jute industry in Dundee. So the late 19th century and the early 20th century, the jute industry was the biggest form of work in Dundee, but there were awful conditions, long hours and bad pay. A lot of the manufacturers or the bosses of the jute factories knew that the older men got, the more that they would have to be paid, as well as the fact that they had all these unions. So they employed lots of women from Dundee to work in these factories in these horrible conditions. So you'd often find that lots of women were going to work, working these 10-12 hour days, and the men were staying at home. So Sheena's dedicated this song and written this song about the amazing women who worked really hard to feed the children of Dundee and to create these amazing families with lots of solidarity in them. So let's learn it. It's a really lovely song and there's a couple of harmonies we're going to learn. So what I'll do first of all is I'm just going to sing you the verse and the chorus. Now the men they weren't lazy, but the work was hard to find. The parish and the means test laid to face. A lassie's hands are nimble and a lassie's wages small, so the women o' Dundee worked in their place. Chorus. And the wailing o' the bar and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee who to their bed. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 7 to 5, and the women kept the bairns at Dundee fed. So you've got a good idea for the tune there. There's a few bits of Scots in this song. In the lyrics in our Google document I've got bits of translations if you want to know what they are. But you can understand that the story's pretty clear. Also, the verse and chorus is a similar melody each time, so that's good to remember too. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn together the chorus just now, and then once we've got the melody for the chorus, the verses will come easy. So let's start with the first line. Do you want to just repeat after me? And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs, and the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs. Good, remember that bummer comes quite quickly. Let's do it one more time. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs. Good, then we're just going to go back up again. Brought the women o' Dundee who to their bed. Brought the women o' Dundee who to their bed. Good, let's put those two together. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee who to their bed. Good, and we're going to repeat that melody again. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 7 to 5. Now, before you try that, let's just get the rocked frae 7 to 5. So, they worked from 7 till 5, but it's quite a bit of a tongue twister. So, rocked, frae 7 to 5, rocked frae 7, rocked frae 7, rocked frae 7 to 5, rocked frae 7 to 5, rocked frae 7 to 5, a bit faster, rocked frae 7 to 5, rocked frae 7 to 5, rocked frae 7 to 5. Good. Let's do it one more time, super slow. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 7 to 5. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 7 to 5. Good. Last line. And the women kept the bairns at Dundee fed. And the women kept the bairns at Dundee fed. Good. So we've got so it's quite a nice simple tune we can get together. Let's just sing the whole chorus one more time all together, a wee bit slower. and the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Well done. Now if we're going to think two things about this while we're doing it, because the melody is pretty simple, so we want to focus on the articulation and how we're moving our lips and our mouths, because it's quite fast, especially that rocked frae 75, rocked frae 75. And also we want to think a bit about the passion that we're putting into this, especially for the end of and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. So we're really kind of using our diaphragm there and pushing it out, because this is a celebratory song about how amazing these women were. So we don't want to sing it too nice and neat. We want to be like, these women are going out and they're getting it, they're doing it. So articulation, dynamics when we're doing these choruses. Okay, let's learn two very quick harmonies. There's one above and there's one below we can learn. Okay, so for the top harmony, what we've done is we've ended at da 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 da. We're going to jump up to da da da, and the wailing o' the bummer. Can we try that? So, and the wailing o' the bummer. Good. Let's just link it from the very last bit. So the women o' Dundee worked in their place, and the wailing o' the bummer. Good. So we've gone, and the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs. Can we try that? And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs. We repeat that melody again. Brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. Brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. We repeat that again. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 75. Good. And then finally, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. All together it goes. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. And they rocked frae, and they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Good. Now the lower harmony is basically exactly the same structure as that, but just underneath. So we've ended with, so the women o' Dundee worked in their place. We're going to stay here. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. Try. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. Repeat. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Good. So in the next video you'll be able to hear Lyndsay Gentles and Emma Graham doing the middle part, the tune, and you'll be able to hear and see Marysia and Christine doing the lower part, and then I'll be doing the top part. So let's give a big round of applause to these wonderful ladies in this beautiful rendition, and thanks again Emma for suggesting it. So round of applause, enjoy!
Now the men they weren't lazy, but the work was hard to find. The parish and the meansters they to face. But alas, his hands are nimble and alas, his wages small. So the women o' Dundee worked in their place. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the limbs brought the women o' Dundee Jute to their bed. And they walked to mills and factories and they rocked frae 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Now my mother and my granny and my aunties they know, when the tailor is the day they left the scale. They didn't work for freedom, independence or the rest. They just worked to get some kitchen to their kale. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clap clack in all the lanes, brought the women o' Dundee to their bed. And they walked to mills and factories, and they rocked for 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Now the rhythm o' their living was the clacking o' the lanes. Their youth and health and strength was lost in jade. But the weavers and the spinners and the winders o' Dundee had a spirit that the hard times never bade. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the lanes brought the women o' Dundee to their bed. And they walked to mills and factories, and they rocked for 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed. Now you may boast a noble lineage and sing of your Highland clan, and hail some gallant chief will share your name. But my line's as good as any, and I'm very proud to say it was fair Dundee weaver that took aim. And the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the lanes brought the women o' Dundee to their bed. And they walked to mills and factories, and they rocked for 75, and the women kept the bairns of Dundee fed.
So the next tune that we're going to do is Bring Me Little Water Sylvie, which I'm sure you know because I think we may have sung it together, but if not, I know Penny does it quite a bit. And I just thought it'd be really nice to do this. This song is an old American folk song written by Ledbetter in the 1930s. And he says that he had this uncle called Uncle Bob, which is also the name of my uncle, who used to work the fields, and he had a wife called Sylvie, and he'd call to her and say, "Bring me a little bit of water, Sylvie, please." And if she couldn't hear, he'd just say it again, and it became this little tune. If you look at the verses and the chorus, they're having this conversation. He's going, "Bring me some water, Sylvie," and she's like, "I'm coming, can you see I'm coming, I'm bringing you this water." It's really sweet. Over the years, it's kind of, the pace has slowed down from "Bring me a little water, Sylvie," that kind of work pace, to more of a lullaby and a kind of soothing thing that you can sing with lots of harmonies and friends. So we're going to do that today. What I'll do, just to get things back into our heads, is I'll sing you the chorus. Bring me a little water, Sylvie, bring me a little water now. Bring me a little water, Sylvie, every little once in a while. So we try that. It's quite low. We're going to put a couple of harmonies on top. So we're starting quite low with it. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Try. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water, Sylvie, every little once in a while. Every little once in a while. Good, and you can hear we've got that lovely, like, very quiet lullaby quality to this way that we're going to sing it today. So that's the tune. Let's learn a couple of harmonies on top. So if we're starting here, bring me little, we're going to use that to do the next harmony. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Try. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water now. Good. The next bit is, bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Good. Every little once in a while. Every little once in a while. Really good. So it's a very simple middle harmony to do. Let's just pop it all together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while. Lovely. And then the top harmony is slightly more complicated, but just as simple, really. So, bring me little water. This is where we start. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Try. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Nice. Bring me little water now. And remember to hold on to that and kind of push that out a bit, because that's really shaping the chord of that bit of the song. So you're really kind of making that nice and tricky. Let's just do it one more time. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water now. Now you've got a nice crunchy bit which goes, bring me little water, Sylvie. You can hear all the jazzy, nice, early American folk stuff there, can you? Bring me little water, Sylvie. Good. Every little once in a while. Every little once in a while. And every little once in a while. Should we put those all together, those top harmony bits? Bring 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while. Fabulous. So then for the verses we're going to do some oohs. So if you're on the bottom, you're going to go ooh, ooh. Try. Ooh, ooh. Good. Next bit is ooh, ooh. Very simple. Ooh, ooh. Lovely. If we're doing the middle harmony, we're going to start here. Ooh, ooh. Try. Ooh, ooh. Next bit is ooh, 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 ooh. Very good. And the very top bit is a little bit trickier, but very simple still. Ooh, ooh. Try. Ooh, ooh. Good. And we're getting that clinchy bit that we had when we were singing the chorus. Ooh, ooh. Very nice. And then ooh, ooh. Let's just try those two little bits together because they are a bit tricky. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wonderful. So if you want to do the oohs in the verses and then come back in for Bring Me Little Water Sylvie on the chorus. So the next video was recorded last night when some friends came round for a bit of dinner and we sang this song all together. So I hope you enjoy. Got my friend Rory singing the first verse and then my brother William singing the second. please sing along with the choruses. And you know what? If you feel harmony coming to you that I haven't taught you, definitely do it. Just give it a wee try and see where you can fit in, because what's nice about this song is there's loads of harmonies to play with. Okay, enjoy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
2, 3.
Bring me